We don't remember even that Michael Jackson, despite all of those media headlines and being accused of being a pedophile, he actually won his case. Yeah, despite 10 years of investigation, no proof was ever actually produced. I'm going to allow Ian Carroll, one of my favorite TikTokers, to explain that to you. Take a listen.
The FBI were investigating Jackson for 10 full years, and they presented no evidence of criminal conduct on Jackson's part. The files have been declassified and you can view them yourself. They include a raid of his home where they confiscated all electronics. This is their ID number that you'll see. We're talking computers, hard drives, cell phones, where they say the amount of gigabytes. And then following are pages like this where they have the ID of the different devices and they all say nothing. Literally, they all say this. They found nothing. But that didn't stop the press from running made-up stories about how secret FBI files revealed that Jackson had paid millions in hush money to dozens of boys he had abused, despite the FBI files directly negating that statement.
Well, that is an absolute fact. Michael Jackson was acquitted on all counts on June 13th, 2005. But of course, despite the fact that a jury acquitted him, despite the fact that the pop star had been vindicated in a courtroom, we know that's all about the media. It's all about what the media writes. The media tells you what a person is, irrespective of whether or not they have any evidence of whether the person is, in fact, what they say he is. That's the power of the mainstream media. Michael Jackson himself insisted that he actually was the victim of mother and son con artists, plus a prosecutor who had a vendetta. But a vendetta about what? And also, can somebody explain why he decided to, at the end of his life, become an anti-Semite? Become a Jew hater? Oh, actually, yeah, Ian Carroll can explain that portion again, too. Take a listen.
When you look into those allegations or those insults, you realize that because of his will that was probably fake and filed right before his death. So the will was signed on July 7th in Los Angeles by 3 witnesses. But Jackson's family pointed out that he was in New York that day and there's video proving it. So they changed their story. But the witnesses definitely saw it and it was just in New York. So anyways, because of this will, John Branca was put in charge of his estate, which included his net worth of $230 million, but far more importantly, his 50% share of Sony ATV worth $750 million. Yes, he was taking on Sony. He was going after the hand that feeds him. And when you look into John Branca, in 2003, Jackson fired Branca because he was siphoning money out of Jackson's accounts in collusion with Sony Music CEO Tommy Mottola and funneling it through a bunch of offshore accounts in the Caribbean. John Branca is Jewish, and Tommy Mottola is also Jewish. Plus, Tommy Mottola married Mariah Carey partway through his life when she was a young woman, and he was an old man. And there are other allegations about that whole situation you can look up on your own.
Yeah, so there you have it. Michael Jackson went to war with some very powerful people. And I don't know why, but I guess in his will, he wanted to leave everything to those very powerful people. He, as Ian mentioned, went after Motola, Tommy Mottola, very powerful person in the industry who has connections, according to Vanity Fair, to the Mafia, right? So we're talking about some people that could do some real harm. When you read that article, I advise you do, called it's entitled Tommy Boy, to learn about his history. And really, Michael Jackson was outwardly talking even about the things that Motola had done to Mariah Carey. He referred to Tommy Mottola as the devil. Like I said, he's not the kind of person that you want to go to war with. And not only that, Michael Jackson had the courage to call out how record companies cheat their artists. He wanted to stand up for these small guys and say, we cannot allow these sorts of things to go on anymore. Take a listen.
Record companies really, really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists. Sony, Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is a mean, he's a racist, and he's very, very, very devilish.
That clip was from 2002. His declaration of war on the industry of people who he was alleging was intentionally stealing and selling artists short and who he no longer wanted to work with because he wanted to be a free agent. He wanted nothing to do with these people. And as Ian said, he was fighting this war privately and he was winning. At least he was winning it in the courtroom. But as I said, the courtroom doesn't dictate wins, does it? In that measure, everything that he was doing was really all in vain, because he is now remembered as Wacko Jacko, a title that was created for him in the mainstream media that really hurt him. In fact, he sat down with Barbara Walters and spoke about how much that name hurt him. Take a listen.
You should not say he's an animal. Should not say he's Jacko. I'm not a Jacko. I'm Jackson. I have a heart and I have feelings. I feel that when you do that to me. It's not nice.
Now, I see some of you guys in the comments right now piecing it together. Why are we talking about Michael Jackson? And some of you are realizing, oh, okay, yeah, because the press attacks about Michael Jackson were not actually done in earnest. Yeah, in fact, what was happening was he was getting power over his own life and, like Ian Carroll exposed, was going to war with Sony and winning. And then, lucky for those executives, Michael Jackson died in very mysterious circumstances when he was overdosed by accident. Oh, totally an accident, this doctor. I'm sure it was an accident because of what happened to Michael Jackson, because of what happened to Elvis Presley, and what has happened to every person in the industry who has tried to expose what is happening in this industry, which was put together by a mafia, has been sustained by a mafia, and is to this day still, in my viewpoint, when I look around and see how things are being run, very much still being run by a mafia of sorts. I have no reason to believe that it ever stopped based on my own readings and the things that I've learned over the last couple of years.
I love all the fans from the bottom of my heart. God bless you.
To all the fans.
I love you more, much more. I love you! I love you more.
I love you very much.